For most people, it's a postcard destination, a place you dream about visiting one day. You come out on a tour boat, snorkel for an hour, take a few photos, and then head back to shore. But for us, this became work. And that's where our journey begins. Day after day, we traveled further out into the reef system, away from the busy tourist pontoons, away from the crowds, out to remote sections of reef that many people will never even see. And standing out there alone, surrounded by nothing but endless turquoise water, you quickly realize the scale of this place. The Great Barrier Reef is the largest coral reef system on Earth, stretching over 2,300 kilometers along Australia's northeastern coastline. It is made up of nearly 3,000 reefs. It's so massive, it can actually be seen from space. And beneath the surface lives one of the most diverse ecosystems on the planet. Thousands of species, hundreds of coral types, entire underwater worlds hidden beneath the ocean. Masks on, cameras ready, and within seconds of slipping into the water, everything changes. Mornings always start early. The ocean is calm, the light soft, and somewhere beneath us, an entire world is waking up. The reef feels endless. Coral stretching in every direction. Shapes and colors that almost look artificial. Some sections look like giant underwater forests. Others feel more like alien landscapes. And the deeper you look, the more life you notice. Tiny reef fish dart between coral branches, bright wrasse weaving through the reef, clownfish hiding deep inside anemones. Every piece of coral feels alive, like an entire city hidden beneath the surface. Then come the parrotfish, huge schools of them, moving slowly across the reef while constantly crunching coral beneath their beaks. And underwater, you can actually hear it, a strange cracking sound echoing through the reef. At first, we couldn't figure out what it was, and then suddenly you realize. The reef itself is constantly being broken down and rebuilt. The further we snorkel, the more disconnected we become from everything happening on land. No noise, no stress, no distractions. Just sunlight cutting through crystal clear water and the constant movement of life below us. And then we spot something enormous tucked into the coral. A giant clam, massive. Its shell looks ancient, almost prehistoric. But inside, electric colors pulse beneath the sunlight. Bright blues, greens, patterns that honestly don't even look real. As we drift over the top, it slowly closes itself. Calm, slow, powerful. Like the reef breathing beneath us. And just when we think we've seen everything, the ocean surprises us again. Ahead of us, a long ribbon of jellyfish drifts through the water, stretching into the distance. It's several meters wide and impossible to miss. Normally, swimming towards jellyfish would seem like a terrible idea, but these are harmless. No stings, no danger. Just hundreds of translucent bodies floating with the current. So we do something we'd never expected to do. We swim straight through them. As sunlight shines through their transparent bodies, the entire swarm almost glows beneath the surface. It's one of those moments that feels completely surreal. The kind of encounter you never plan for, but never forget. After hours in the water, we climb back onto the boat and head further out to the outer reef. The ocean changes out here. Deeper blue, longer swells, nothing but open water surrounding us. And then, something appears beside the boat. Dolphins! An entire pod, racing alongside us. They glide effortlessly through the waves, surfacing beside us like they're guiding us further out to sea. Sometimes they disappear beneath the water completely, before suddenly reappearing only meters away. Nobody talks much during moments like this. You just watch, because no matter how many times you see dolphins, it never stops feeling unreal. We reach another section of reef and jump back in. At first, everything feels peaceful again. Schools of fish drifting over coral gardens, soft movement everywhere. But then, something changes. The fish begin moving tighter together. The reef suddenly feels different. You can sense it before you even know why. And then, out of the blue, a shadow appears. A white-tipped reef shark, completely silent. It glides effortlessly through the reef below us, weaving between coral formations like it owns the entire ocean. And honestly, it does. For a second, time almost stops. Nobody moves, nobody speaks. You just watch this perfect predator cruise beneath you, hoping it will stay a little longer. But eventually, it disappears, just as effortlessly as it appeared. And in that moment, you remember, this place is still wild. Not controlled, not predictable, wild. But the best part of the day is still ahead of us. As the sun begins dropping lower, we fire up the dive compressor. Regulators clipped in, and this time, we go deeper. Staying beneath the surface feels completely different to snorkeling. The sounds fade away, the light changes, and suddenly you're no longer a short-term visitor to the reef. You're inside it for much longer. Massive schools of fish surround us from every direction. Tiny creatures hidden in the coral, colors invisible from the surface. Entire ecosystems living in places most people never see. And the deeper we explore, the more unreal it becomes. The dolphins, the giant clams, the endless coral gardens, the shark silently patrolling the reef. This wasn't just another travel destination. It felt like stepping into another world entirely. And somehow, for a little while, this became our office. The Great Barrier Reef feels truly alive, untamed, unpredictable, ancient. And out here on the remote reefs, far away from the crowds, you realize just how much of this planet still remains unexplored. Eventually, it was time to leave the reef behind. As we make our way back to the mainland, the ocean delivers one final surprise. A pair of humpback whales surface in the distance. Just enough time for a few breaths before they disappear beneath the water once again. Just a reminder that even after an entire day on the reef, there's always something else waiting around the corner. Before reaching the boat ramp, we make one final stop, a tiny beach in the Bernard Islands made entirely of broken coral fragments. No sand, just millions of tiny pieces of reef, shaped and scattered by the ocean over thousands of years. Whether we're hiking remote trails or exploring reefs offshore, one thing never changes. We always carry a survival first aid kit. On land, it's our hiking kit, and on the water, it's the ocean warrior. And with that, our time on the water comes to an end. Or so we thought. The next adventure was waiting inland, and this time, we weren't floating above the water, we were about to be thrown straight through it. we meet up with our friends Carina and Jan Niklas from Germany for a day of whitewater kayaking on the famous Tully River. A huge thank you to Wildside Adventures for taking us along. We will add their website into the description of the video.
We're off to an adventure. Something I haven't done before.
Whitewater rafting, yes. I've done it before.
Okay. If there's waves, you'll float in the green water, you'll float your head above the water, but when you get to the white water on top of the wave, you'll go through.
The Tully River is one of Australia's premier whitewater destinations. Interestingly, the river is partially controlled by a hydroelectric scheme upstream, meaning operators are often at the mercy of the power station releasing enough water to create the conditions they're hoping for. Luckily for us, there was plenty of water. For our first run, Jele and I jump into a double kayak while Carina and Jan Niklas paddle together. At first, it's the perfect introduction. Fast-moving water, small rapids, plenty of splashes, just enough excitement to make you think you've figured this kayaking thing out.
Zum Stein. Ja, sehr gut. Okay, jetzt rutschen wir wieder vor.
No, straight. Straight into it, yeah.
By the time we reach the takeout point, everyone is having a blast. Well, almost everyone.
We made it! We're still alive!
We didn't fall out.
After spending hours in the water, Carina decides she's very cold and has had enough. Which means for round 2, Jele teams up with Jan Niklas, and I get promoted to captain of a kayak all by myself. What could possibly go wrong? The guides immediately decide it's time for the more challenging route, More water, more rapids, more opportunities for mistakes. Exactly what every solo kayaker wants to hear.
In order to get to where we've got to get to, we can't paddle straight from here to down there because it'll push us to the right. Remember we spoke about it, everything's goods on the left. Okay? Any move we're doing is from right to left. We don't want to go too far left because otherwise we'll end up going left to right. Yeah?
All right. Have fun.
Right. Oh, we're going straight up. All right.
Hey, war das super!
Ja, wir fassen durchgehen. Das war geil. Das haben wir gut gemacht. Wir sind zweimal fast rausgefallen. Das
Aber waren wir komplett unter Wasser.
Ja.
Have fun.
See you on the other side, eh?
Okay.
I will see you there, even if you're in the water.
Okay, somewhere.
We'll pull you out.
One rapid, in particular, doesn't quite go to plan. Halfway through, I somehow managed to get completely turned around, and instead of charging heroically through the rapid, I spend most of it traveling backwards, which, as it turns out, is a very effective way of not seeing where you're going or what's ahead of you.
Nicht auf den Stein fahren, gell? Ganz am Ende.
Then comes the famous rock, the one every guide warns you about. You can go left, you can go right. The instructions couldn't be simpler. And yet somehow, everyone still manages to hit it. At this point, we're pretty sure the rock is actively moving around the river just to collect kayakers.
There with that one? Yeah. Oh.
Further downstream, the river throws one final surprise at us. A snake, sunning itself on a rock beside the water, just casually watching the chaos float past. Probably wondering why humans choose to do this for fun.
Du hast dich im richtigen Moment gedreht.
Before long, the rapids begin to ease, the river widens, and our second run comes to an end. Tired, wet, and with sore arms we'd definitely feel the next morning, but smiling the entire way back to the beaches. Huge thank you again to Wildside Adventures for this epic experience. Before wrapping up our time in Far North Queensland, we catch up at the workplace of other German friends, Stefan, Sandra and Max, that live in Far North Queensland. And what a workplace it is. Set amongst the rainforest is an incredible rock climbing wall that looks almost completely at home in the adventure capital of Australia. The perfect place to finish an unforgettable few days. And if you ever find yourself visiting this part of Australia, do yourself a favor and give whitewater kayaking on the Tully River a try. Trust us, you won't forget it. From the remote coral reefs and humpback whales, to whitewater rapids and rainforest adventures, Far North Queensland never stopped surprising us.